this for a moment and go back to James on this idea of the macro environment of what's happening in the world. Because when problems happen largely or more broadly, that usually falls on the plate of the CEO or the senior executives. We have a very unfortunate and sad situation in Europe with Russia and Ukraine. We react to that in one way or another. There is a influence on our industry, particularly in the discovery and medchem side of things, also with some clinical trials. But James, what would happen, and I know you're have an interest in these type of events, if let's hope it never happens and we never have to face it. But what if a China, where we are as an industry, particularly in many cases when we're outsourcing, dependent upon, if they decide to go and do something in another country, how is the CEO and thinking about outsourcing, although there's a lot more to think about there? How do you think we would react to that, and how should we?
Well, look, lately there's been a lot of scrutiny, not on just small companies like ours, but large company CEOs. Should they be involved with politics? Should they understand politics? Should they have an opinion? And I think for us, whether you're a political animal or not, you have to, for planning purposes, be aware, keenly aware of what's going on, not only in the United States, but around the globe. So you ask a very pertinent question, what's going on with China? Look, we've pretty much forfeited a lot of our rights to China in terms of contract manufacturing and, trials that were being done in Russia. And all these things have had an effect on every single company around the globe. But we have to be careful. We have to be careful if China decides that they're going to take advantage of the attention being focused in Eastern Europe, that they're going to look at Taiwan as a potential target. And then what happens? We're going to get orders from the U.S. government not to do work in China. And, a lot of us have, including myself, we've got work going on with CDMOs right now in China. So what do we do? Do our investors care to even understand the money that they put into the company that is now sunk costs, and we're working with an entity in China? So I think what we have to be very careful of is to try to, not put a blind eye on what's going on around the world, but have contingency plans. And we're doing that already. For instance, as I said, my largest CDMO supplier is in China, but we're already looking at other countries that can come in as backup in case something happens. And you never want to put all your eggs in one basket. Obviously, it's more cost efficient for small companies to do that, but you have to keep an eye on the political spectrum. We are in a very, very unstable environment right now.
Okay, very, very good.
I would say that even if you're not working in China, let's say if your CDMO isn't sited in China, just the supply chain. I mean, if the basic materials that China manufactures aren't available anymore, that's going to impact things around the globe, no matter where your CDMO is. The supply chain. Look at the issue with microchips. I mean, people can't make cars, people can't make washing machines, things like that. There's some basic things, and that's just with some of the pandemic issues. If suddenly the doors slam shut on everything coming out of China, I think it's not going to be just if your CDMO is sited there or not.